What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Move Better channel. I am your host, Dr. Joe, and this is the Professor John Penaccerada.
You don't have a double chin. What you do have is bad posture. So all you need to do is 2 steps. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your chin slightly forward and then slightly down, and look at the difference that makes.
And then he starts walking around like this. What's this? Oh, this is you?
Perfect.
So they utilize these posture braces. So does this help? Does posture correction help? So one of these things that it does, that this could possibly do, I look at this more like a crutch.
Yeah.
You have for example, an orthotic. You have these little arch supports,
feet, yeah.
But unless you do something about it, unless you retrain the movement. Now, again, there's some people that have no ability to be able to make those changes, and that's totally fine. And so we have to utilize these type of crutches. But for the average person, I almost feel like this is an easy way out. We can make changes in various ways to our posture. And again, that Align Method book does a lot for us to work with, to be able to make changes to our overall system and a way we perceive our environment. So this can be great, can be helpful, but it can also be bad. And how can these things be bad?
It's sort of like the remember the back brace.
Yes.
That the back weight belt.
Weight belt.
That we used to use a lot. I think it was the 80s and 90s, and then even one of the companies out there was using it for all their employees.
Yeah.
And what was happening? They thought it was going to help their back, but guess what? A lot of their employees actually started having weaker backs. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was happening? Like Dr. Joe said, it becomes a crutch, meaning you're relying on it versus retraining your motor skills, biomechanics, to actually start working properly for yourself so that you don't have to rely on such an equipment or such a contraption. So it helps to a certain degree, right? But it's not really creating that changes that you really need, or where your body actually reacts to it and that automatically does it. And here's the thing about the body, for everybody who has been watching us, or at least is currently just tuned in today, we 100% will tell you your body can get trained and can react to all the different stimulation you want to give it to. It's a beautiful organism that all you need to do is give it the right stimulation often enough and consistent enough that it will change for you. Okay, so in this case scenario, if you're just putting a strap on, it's really not stimulating your body. You have to create the actual effort and movement so that you are creating these movement patterns that will put you in better posture. So going back to the upper cross syndrome, that's what is basically what it is. It comes back to, let's retrain the whole system to make sure that we're not having a dysfunction in the shoulder area.
And that's a great point, because you talk about the system. We've got to retrain the system, and that's exactly what we're going here for today, because we're not limited to just your shoulders. Your posture is not just your shoulders being pulled back. Not to mention, if you pull your head back, try this, John. Let's just have you close your eyes for a second. And for you guys that's at home, just close your eyes, because when I have you guys close your eyes, you can actually feel your movements a little bit more, right? You have a little bit more awareness. And for me, the one that's actually assessing you, I can see where you really try to make some changes to your awareness in space, right? Or what we call proprioception. And so as he's closing his eyes right here, I want you to just pull your shoulder blades back as far as you can. And now immediately, from what I saw here, go ahead and relax real quick, John. Let me have you turn and face outside there. And so watch his head, okay? If I naturally pull his shoulders back, what's going to happen to his head? His head is going to be pulled forward. Well, if we look at an X-ray and we look at the way the joints of the spine, naturally, in order for us to counterbalance that, what's going to happen to our head? Our head's going to be pulled forward. And so we're going to start dealing with a stiff and straight neck. We're going to start dealing with some tension in the shoulders and in the traps, and then all of a sudden our neck becomes more and more stiff, and then we come to a chiropractor and we say, hey, adjust it, adjust it, adjust it. And what the adjustment will do is will allow for better movement, it'll allow for increased access to movement, but it won't necessarily fix the issue right away. Over time it will, the adjustments can help out with that, but what we really need to do is we really need to have you learn how to retrain your shoulders from just being pulled back, okay? And for some people that I work with, people that come in with that stiff neck, they were like, hey, I've been trying to work my posture muscles. And I go, what are your posture muscles? And they say, oh, it's the ones that pull me back. It's not really true, because posture is a balance, or not a balance, excuse me, is a control of all the muscles that are surrounding the area to keep your spine upright. That's what posture is. Posture is just not pulling your shoulder blades back and pushing your head forward and thinking that this is good posture.
Yeah,
okay?
A good example is you want to see how your posture changes. Rotate your pelvis forward. Do you see what happened? I'm sitting here, rotate your pelvis forward. Good. Look, my posture looks like I did something to it, but I'm not even pulling my shoulders back, right? So that's what Dr. Joe is saying. There's a whole system of connective units in which you have to retrain, or at least give stimulation, so that your posture does get better.
Exactly.
Right? So it's not just one area. What's that?
You guys are talking about pelvic?
Pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting device that will allow people to sit up straight.
I mean, I can still do this.
And no matter what, you will, because remember, even in chairs, they have the rounding of the chair and the lower back to try to allow you to increase. So
you know what it does do? Like, look, it's gonna, if I did that whole anterior pelvic tilt, and I actually do a little bit of abduction, okay, I feel the tension, and it's actually trying to propel me forward. But I can do that without this belt.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, it feels good.
But I get what they're trying to do here. They're trying to keep you guys upright and help you out. But remember, this is going to happen for the first 2 to 3 minutes of your day. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, I feel really good.
Yeah, it feels good. And then I'll be like this.
I'll be like this. So if we're talking about postural exercises that you could do while you're sitting at your chair at home, or postural changes that you could do, go ahead and stand up, John. One of the things that I think can help is you just changing the position of your feet. Now, let's say you're on a chair like this. Let's say you have a standing desk and you have a stool that's a cheap stool. This is probably around 25, 30 bucks. So just relax, completely relax. So if he's sitting there already, this is the rounding that we would see in his lower back. Now, here's what I want you to do, John. I want you to place your feet behind you. There you go. Naturally, if he just brings his feet behind his butt and he's sitting in a chair like this, what happens to his posture? It immediately changes. And that's something that you guys can simply do at home without asking for another back brace or something from your work or for yourself that's going to fix you. Change your position at home and change your sitting process. Some of the things that you could do is just simply place your feet behind you, and that'll force your body to sit upright. Okay. If you have a regular chair, you could do the same thing. Now they have also chairs that you can kneel down on, and when you kneel, it'll help your posture. But again, let's go back to the main point. The main point is not to find the crutch. The main point is to move more, to find a way that you feel uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable you are in a position that is like on the floor, squatting, kneeling, stretching while you're doing your computer work, the more uncomfortable it is for you, the more you're going to have to move. And the more you move, the better it is going to be for your body. But the more you're stuck in a position, the worse it's going to start to get. And even if you're utilizing a crutch, you're still going to be stuck in that position.
Yep.
When we've gotten to standing desks help. But if you're still stuck in that same position, guess what? You're still going to be stuck in injury-prone positions or high-risk injury positions. So the main thing about today's talk, real quick, is to understand that you are not subjected to an upper cross syndrome diagnosis. A diagnosis of the upper cross syndrome is simply telling you that you need to move more to strengthen your body. To strengthen your body, to emotionally detach from the things that are stressing you out, or to start making changes emotionally, physically, lifestyle, whatever it is. There's a lot more to posture and upper cross syndrome than just holding yourself upright and keeping your head up nice and tall.
Right.
Move more, feel better.
Just take care of yourself. Overall well-being.
Overall well-being.
And if you don't know what to do, come check us out. Come to Shift. Holler at us. We'll help you guys out.
Thanks for joining us, you guys. Like, comment, share below if you guys have any comments about what we talked about today, or if you notice that all these little devices have actually helped you with your posture.
Let us know.
Let us know.
We'll check it out.
And you know, again, we're not opposed to any criticism on that. We're totally cool with that because hey, if it works, great. Links to the products that we looked at are below. See you next time, guys. Thank you.